And so we find that a good man whose steps are ordered of the Lord. Wicked man, according to Psalms 37, verse 21, is a person who would borrow money and wouldn't pay it back. But a righteous man, he says, is a man who shows mercy and is generous. And I think those are great concepts. A person who has mercy is a person who cares about other fellow humans. And they'll extend mercy when others would not. And I think that a person who is able to show mercy is a person who has to have a close relationship with God, because only God would give you the strength to be able to say, well, I forgive you and I'm extending you mercy. It's a pardon in some ways, which is what Jesus did as he hung on Calvary's cross when he looked out there and he says, Father, forgive them because they don't know what they do. He extended mercy. And mercy is a wonderful gift. And blessed are those who have the gift of mercy. But along with mercy, he also brings along the concept of generosity. And when a person who has mercy and is generous is a person who I believe is not holding on to this world real tight. It reminds me of the old song that says, this world is not my home. I'm just passing through. In other words, I'm not so rooted and grounded here that my whole life is based upon what I have obtained as I live here on this earth, because I know that every bit of it's going to be left behind. I'm not going to take not even one stitch of clothing with me when I go to heaven. So understand that what's really, really important is the very concept that we find in 37 of Psalms, verse 23. A good man whose steps are ordered by the Lord. In other words, you're walking with God, you're hearing the voice of God, you're responding to the voice of God. You go where the Spirit of God leads you to go, and you do what the Spirit of God leads you to do, and you don't do that which the Spirit of God does not lead you to do. That's walking and allowing your steps to be ordered of the Lord, or being steps to be directed by God. And it truly is the concept that we teach in the New Testament about just walking in faith and trusting in God. Now, I tell you what, that word trust, that's a big word. It's an important word, because you're not going to fully engage in life, in the pursuit of life and the happiness of life, unless you have come to the place to where you're fully, really ready and able to trust God. Because trust does not come easy. And that's why I say a lot of times a new believer, Scripture says, prove me. Prove me. He says, see if I won't open the windows of heaven and pour out a blessing. And I say, in your faith walk, prove him. See how he responds. And learn that God is always faithful. This is Pastor Jack King with the gospel on the radio broadcast.